welcome to HTSN. My name is Joe Rhoades. Today I'm joined by Armstrong River Hawks senior, Hunter Townsend. Hunter, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
First of all, Hunter, I think the one thing we have to address and the biggest bummer of this entire conversation, hopefully we can talk about some more fun stuff, but your injury. Tell us a little bit about that, how it happened, and how you're feeling.
Well, I was at practice with like 4 or 5 minutes left, and I was going to get a puck around some other guy, and my skate got caught up in a rut in the ice, got behind me, and then just fell backwards right on and snapped my fibula in 2 spots and fractured the ankle.
How are you feeling now?
It has its good days and its bad days. It's getting worse. Like, it hasn't got any better yet. It keeps getting bigger, more swollen, black and blue.
Yeah, I'm sure that's sort of a bummer being your senior year as well. It's been such a strange year, as you well know, so add something more strange to it. But obviously, I'm sure knowing you've been around the program for such a long time that you want to continue being a part of that team and influencing that team in any way you can. So talk a little bit about how you're going to do that and how you're going to kind of continue that leadership role you've already established.
Well, I'm going to every game, away or home. Getting in the locker room with all of them, still talking to them all. Getting on the bench, coaching them throughout with coach in case he tells me to ask him any questions and tell them what they're doing wrong and stuff. And just attend practices and watch and see what's going on and help coach out.
You mentioned coach right there. It's your first year under coach Eddie Jeremy. Talk a little bit about coach and how this season's been and kind of that change of style that maybe he's brought to the team this year.
Well, he's a lot different than all the other coaches. He's a lot more fun with the players. Like, he will talk to you and like has fun with you. Like most of the other coaches that I had, just they're more stuck up, I guess you can say. Like, he's more of a fun one, and I think everybody likes him more than all the other coaches. So I think we're gonna have a good year as long as we can keep playing hard and let everything out on the ice.
What are some things about him that make him so enjoyable to be around? You talk about how he's kind of fun, he can joke with his players, but more specifically, maybe things even hockey-wise, what makes it fun about playing in his system?
He just, I don't know, the way he coaches, like, you can understand how he wants you to do it. He's always laughing, smiling, and even if you just feel wrong, he'll talk to you if you feel wrong and make sure you get it right and not just yell at you the whole time. He'll just talk to you.
Absolutely, and a guy with his resume, of course, it's always good to keep your ears open when he has something to say. One topic I think that's interesting, you have a brother that's just a year older than you. How much did having Jacob around and maybe Jacob having you around help influence you guys and maybe make you the hockey players you turned out to be?
It was pretty good. We always went stick times together and work on our shots. And, like, we did like crossovers to work on our edges. And then we'd go up in the backyard and shoot pucks at a shooter and get our slap shots down because our slap shots weren't the greatest when we first started doing slap shots.
So I'm assuming that by having each other, those slap shots got a little bit better.
Yeah, we worked on them together, seeing what we were doing to make sure we can get it perfect. And then me and him started getting better and just continued working hard.
Discuss a little bit about your career now. You know, I don't want to just say it's over because you still have a lot to give to this team, as we talked about a moment ago, but kind of reflect on some moments and what it's meant to you to be a part of this Armstrong hockey program that's been so stable and so successful, over recent years.
Well, I'm going to start the freshman year. I was a JV, and I was a call every game in practice for varsity, and when we went to the Penn's Cup and state championship, it's the best. This is the best feeling in hockey. Best year I had. That's what I showed the little kids how it is. So I want to get there this year, so they have the experience that we had freshman year, so they can see how it feels.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that experience. You were one of the younger players at that time, and certainly some big names in that senior class that year. I believe was close to 18 players, if I'm not mistaken. So, what was it like playing around those guys and playing with that team and getting to experience that as such a young player?
Well, the first practice, I was kind of nervous. But they were so fast and stuff, but you had to work harder to keep up with them, so it pushed you outside your comfort zone and made you a better hockey player. During the games, they'd always tell you what you're doing wrong and show you what to do for you coach you if you've been there for a while. Just look up to them and stuff, everything they did, make yourself better.
The one thing that's always interesting when I talk to hockey players, is particularly at Armstrong, they always speak of just that atmosphere of what it is to be playing at the Belmont and having your home games there, and back whenever people were allowed in, what that atmosphere could get like. Talk about that experience getting to play at the Belmont as much as you did, and what made it a special place to call home.
We'll start with Gary. that owns it. Just always so kind to all of us. Like every time we walk in, it's so fine. And whenever we had the students that were out there and all the fans, like the first game I was there for varsity ball, because the first time I ever had a student crowd and all the parents there. Like it was their heart rate dropped 6 times. It's the first time. Great feeling, honestly.
Hunter, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you right now. You're getting a little scratchy. It's a little like, can you talk a little bit closer to the computer, maybe?
Yeah. I said about the student crowd for freshman year when I was a call-up and all the parents there. Like when you first get on the ice for the first varsity game with all those people there, like your heart drops to your stomach because it's the first time and you get so nervous. But then you just play through it. You kind of ignore them. But whenever they start cheering like a goal or a big hit or something, yeah, it was awesome.
It's a pretty unique facility too. You obviously get to travel to some different places around the area, but it has some kind of quirks to it and some things that other guys have said in the past when I've talked to them about it. Whether it's the ice or just the building itself, how the seating is arranged, it is a pretty unique place to play, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the ice is it's like perfect. Like some of the links, the ice is too hard, you can't get a grip, or sometimes it's too soft and you get too much, and like it's crazy or I think it's like the best ice, or just because I've been playing there. I don't know. And the seating, I love that you have like the lower seats and the higher seats, so people get the views they want. And when you first game, you can see like high or low, what they prefer, I guess. But yeah, it's
I'm having trouble hearing you again. You're getting it's real pixelated again. Can you do what you're doing there a second ago? Kind of keep it with stay.
I was saying now the seating, how you can either sit like all around, so you can get a high view or a low view, like whatever you prefer. So it's always nice you have that option.
And you confirmed something a moment ago about the ice. I've had so many players in the past tell me about that ice, and you kind of gave a good description of it. You said it's kind of easier to get a grip there. Some ice on the road might be too hard. So you just kind of confirmed something that a lot of guys have said in the past.
Yeah, because sometimes, it's too hard and you lose your edge because you can't grip into the ice. And some of it's too soft and you grip too much and you just like fall over because it just like grabs your blade pretty much and it's like someone tripping you.
You talked about being on this part of this program, and you pointed out being on that Penguins Cup team and that being something unique that you certainly remember well. Is there any moment or moments that stand out to you besides that Penguins Cup run?
Well, we came out, I think the first 2 games of the season we lost. And then after that, I think we won the rest of the games for that. And it was, I don't know, just the locker room talk. And after the games, whenever coach came in, all excited. And then we had a chant that we did when everybody was in there. And it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. It was great.
That's awesome. Talk about your future plans. I'm curious, what are you going to do after high school? And is hockey a part of that equation?
Yeah, I'm going to try to play college hockey. I don't know what college yet, but I'm going to try to go for either welding or carpentry probably. And I'm definitely going to be playing college hockey. And if that doesn't, then I'm going to try to get into men's league after that. I'm going to try to keep going.
Awesome. Good to hear. Any team will be very lucky to have you. I want to do a little quick game of word association, or just give you kind of a term, and you just kind of tell me what comes to mind when I bring it up, or why that's the case. Favorite hockey brand?
Bauer.
What's the reason there?
Honestly, the first time I got a Bauer stick is because it was black and gold, and I just love the colors. But just the way it feels in your hand, and like, because I'm a smaller guy, I'm only like 130 pounds. So like, there's better flex. You can get like a lower flex in there, so you can feel it flex more, and you get a harder shot, I think.
Good answer again. Why number 31?
Well, because my mom put, I think there's 4 options of numbers, and she answered them all, and I was like, 31 because it was the smallest number, and I said it was the cheapest, but she's like, it's just a number. I was like, it's just the cheapest one, so that's the one I went with. I
don't know. Favorite hockey player and why?
I'm going to say Ovechkin, and I like him just because of the way he plays. I kind of reminds me of me because he just goes around, hits people, shoots, makes some plays up, and I just like him. And when he smiles, he has no teeth.
That's a good reason to like him, but you're not going to make too many Penguins fans around here happy with that answer.
Nah, that's okay.
Best post-game meal?
I'm going to have to say a hamburger or a cheeseburger, one or the other. Cheese.
Is that usually what you're going for then after a game?
Oh, yeah. Either McDonald's or a restaurant burger, or even Wendy's sometimes. I don't know. Whatever. Just a burger.
Funniest teammate? It doesn't have to be this season, but who's your funniest teammate you've had over the years?
I'm gonna have to say Herrick Mill Iron.
Okay. Any reason why?
He would just sit there in the locker room and be like half zoned out, and you try to talk to him, he's like, oh. he was never acknowledged in any conversation. He was just always sitting there like, he's
In his own planet.
Huh?
In his own planet, kind of.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of that, who is your most serious teammate you've had?
I don't know. I don't think any of them are really serious. I'm about to say Lance Quinnell probably this year. Lance Quinnell is a junior, I think. So he doesn't really like people messing around too much.
You say maybe the better way to phrase that question would have been who's the most low key teammate instead of who's the most serious, because as you kind of described, it's hard to find too much seriousness in a hockey locker room.
Yeah, there's no one being serious.
Talk about the arrows as well. When I mentioned the arrows, kind of describe that experience and what that having that name on your jersey over the years has meant to you as well.
Oh, that's when I first started out playing. It was a great organization. I started, I don't even remember, but my first year of 14U, I had Coach Lee. It was a national bound team, and ever since then on, I just love playing for them because you play against kids that are way better, and some of them are better than us, and it just pushes you to be a better hockey, keep up with them and keep the pace up. And Coach Lee was a good coach too, but I don't know, I just like Jeremy. So
you seem to have like a high hockey IQ. You've been around the game for such a long time. Could you ever envision yourself, once your playing career is over, maybe even doing something along the coaching lines? Because it seems like you really have a grasp and understanding for the game of hockey.
Yeah, I was thinking about Colton Livegood. He wanted to coach a few years ago, but he couldn't get in because I don't remember why. But yeah, I want to coach with him.
Definitely. Two Armstrong guys on the same staff. That would be a pretty interesting dynamic, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When you want to be, when your career is officially done at Armstrong, how do you want people to remember you? What parts of your game and your personality do you want to be remembered for?
Definitely the smiling on the ice. I'm always smiling on the ice, and I don't know, probably some of my hits.
If you had to give me your scouting report on yourself, what would that scouting report be?
Well, see, I make offense because I'm pretty fast, so I could get around the guys, and I don't shoot a lot. I usually try to be like a playmaker, I guess, kind of that. And then I'm usually the guy that always like on a forecheck, though, to be like F1, which is the guy that gets the puck like down the corner. I'm usually pretty good in the corner drills. I always get the puck out and throw it in front of the net for a guy to shoot. So just a good offensive man, I guess.
Yeah, you're not afraid, and that's the thing. You mentioned you're not one of the bigger guys on the team, but you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and get in there and do those scrappy things. That might not show up on the stat sheet, but certainly help facilitate success on the ice.
Yeah.
Last question, I'll let you off on this one. When you look back on this experience, playing at Armstrong, playing in the Arrows, and I'm sure you have some knowledge of other programs, whether it's in the PIHL or the PAHL. What makes it unique, these two teams, and playing at the Belmont and playing in this community? What makes it so unique and something that's a team that's always so good and always seems very sustainable? What makes all of that the case, in your opinion?
Well, we have a lot of guys coming out from other places that come play for us because of the name that we had. And then you have people coming from other states and like 2 hours away for practices, and they come in. They're usually pretty good, and you just make a good team out of them.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a very decorated area. The Arrows program started several decades ago, and it's remained successful. And Armstrong, now that it's an established program, has seen a great deal of success. And it's players like you and some of those guys that you mentioned during this interview that have played a huge role in that. So kudos to you, kudos to those guys, and it's always fun getting to catch a game at the Belmont.
Thank you.
But anyways, get healthy, my man. Hopefully we'll be talking to you soon under better circumstances. What's your timetable? What are you looking at? When are you hoping to hopefully be back on the ice by?
They said 8 to 10 weeks, so I am probably around 7 weeks right now. So, and then I got to start physical therapy. So I'm going to say end of January to like mid-February-ish area, I should be back.
Awesome. Well, can't wait to see you back on the ice, and make sure you keep us posted on what you're up to. It'll be interesting to follow you into college and beyond that as well.
Yep, will do.
All right. Thanks, Hunter. Thanks for joining us today on another edition here on High Top Sports Network.
Thank you for having me.